Here's a famous question. Is it better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all? Is the pain of a heartbreak worth it? Would we rather just had never had been in love? Sometimes the love is so great, but the heartbreak is even greater. Now, in this week's Parsha, Parsha Beshalach, that phrase took on a whole new meaning to me. See, the Jewish people weren't praying for love. They were praying for freedom. And they finally came so close to it. Except when they hit the Red Sea after the Pharaoh had allowed them to leave, he chased after them. Not only him, but his 600 men, chariots, and horses. And they were just like, this isn't worth it. We would have rather just stayed servants. This little bit of freedom that we've had since we've left, it's been great, but it's not worth dying in the desert like this. And then, of course, Hashem sends a miracle. He splits the sea. And the Jewish people have a choice. Do they take a leap of faith and trust that this is the right way to freedom? Or do they say, I don't want to risk it anymore. I'm just going to die here. Or I'm just going to go back and be a slave. Going back and being a slave is more worth it to me than risking the freedom, the possible freedom, if I take a leap of faith and cross through that sea. And to me, that's what relationships are like. Sometimes we're not ready and we don't realize that we're not ready. And people come into our lives to help teach us something, to help us grow. And it's painful. And we might be in love today, and a month later, our heart is broken, and we're back to square one, except now with a really big hole, a hole that we didn't even realize existed before. But when the right person comes along, we'll be willing to take that leap of faith. We'll be willing to say, even if I get my heart broken again, I think it's worth it to keep pursuing and to keep trying. I'm going to cross that sea. I'm going to date this person. I'm going to give it my all. I'm not going to let the fear of my past and my past pain dictate my future. And that's what the Jewish people did. They took their fear and turned it into hope, turned it into faith. And in dating, that's what we have to do. Even when we get our heart broken, I believe it's better to have loved and lost because there's always the option to keep on going. If you've never loved at all, you're never going to love. You're always going to stay put. So keep fighting, keep searching for your soulmate, but know when it doesn't work out each time, you probably weren't ready. Because one day, that amazing human, just like the promised land, will come along. Shabbat Shalom.